Welcome back to Demon of the Week, and today we're going to have a look at Belphegor. I have pushed this one up slightly. There were a couple personal requests that went through, and one or two of them are right at the end of the list, which means they would only come through in like maybe a year. So I've just pushed Belphegor up, and next week is Sorath, if I remember correctly. But anyway, let's carry on. Welcome to my channel. You are entering the world of magic and mysticism with your host, Lee W. Johnson. Keep the lights on and help improve the channel by becoming a supporter for just $2.99 per month. Hit the join button. Okay, first thing I just want to announce, I suppose. I have started putting all of my videos, all of the videos that go onto YouTube anyway, onto TikTok. So if you are watching this on TikTok, then go and have a look at my YouTube channel also, because I've been doing this particular series for, well, definitely over 72 weeks long, because I went through all of the spirits of the Goetia before this. And now I'm going through various other daemons, so you might want to actually just check that out as well. I also have I did start transcribing all of the videos into text, so that I could put them onto a website so it's searchable and things like that. That is going to be in my link tree. I think I've added it. I'll double check and add it if it isn't, but it's called Daemon. So you can go check that out for more information. But yeah, go and have a look on the YouTube channel anyway. But here, if you're watching on TikTok, I'm just going to carry on doing this as we are doing it. All right, anyway, so carrying on. Let me just move this over here. Right, so we're doing Belphegor today. Starting off with the usual stuff, some correspondences. Element Earth, direction North, planet Jupiter, herb lemon balm, color green, month April, season spring, incenses, patchouli, lemon balm, devil's claw, sandalwood, gum arabic, and other correspondences that you may find interesting. Absinthe and erotically shaped pastry for Belphegor. The N is Lian Ramek Kacha Ganen Belphegor. Alright, so Belphegor's roots trace back to ancient Middle Eastern traditions, specifically the Moabite deity Baal Peor, who was worshipped on Mount Peor. Now there's a slight language change here, which you'll notice a little bit later, but I'm not going to mention that now. We'll get to it just now. In the Hebrew Bible, Baal Peor is associated with idolatry and sexual immorality, as depicted in the Book of Numbers. Over time, the deity's image evolved, emerging with other myths and becoming part of Christian demonology. In medieval Christian traditions, Belphegor was transformed into a demonic entity, as they all were. Thomas Aquinas, in his Summa Theologica, classified Belphegor as a demon of sloth, one who seduces people into laziness and indulgence, thereby leading them away from productive and virtuous lives. This characterization stuck, and Belphegor's reputation as the demon of sloth was solidified. Belphegor is often depicted as a demon with a grotesque appearance, sometimes shown as a monstrous figure with sharp claws and a gaping mouth. However, he is also portrayed as a beautiful and alluring figure, capable of seducing humans with promises of wealth, comfort, and ingenious inventions. In fact, I did read somewhere, it may be in my little notes here, but the beautiful appearance is actually relating to it basically said if you are a man, then you're going to see a beautiful woman. If you're a woman, you're going to see a beautiful man. So it's kind of like the most ideal suitor for you, really. But anyway, this duality does reflect his nature, being that can embody both the repulsive and the seductive. From a Christian demonology perspective, as the demon of sloth, Belphegor does not simply promote physical laziness, but a deeper spiritual apathy. Bear in mind, this is definitely from the Christian demonology perspective. He tempts individuals with the allure of easy solutions and unearned wealth, fostering a mindset that avoids effort and embraces idle comfort. This can lead to stagnation and moral decay, as those influenced by Belphegor may neglect their responsibilities and higher aspirations. Interestingly, Belphegor is also linked to the idea of ingenuity and invention. This aspect of his character is somewhat paradoxical, given his association with sloth. However, it highlights the deceptive nature of his influence. Belphegor is said to inspire clever inventions and shortcuts, promising effortless success. In that regard, I would actually, so I just want to skip down my notes over here because there's something I wrote. I wrote it over here. In terms of his association with sloth, I would also consider Belphegor to be an excellent addition to the team if you are looking to expand your income in the direction of passive income. This can obviously also include his inventive nature to come up with new ideas in that particular area. So, we may consider that sloth aspect to be a negative thing or a positive thing, depending on how you view it. But Christian demonology likes to view all this stuff from a negative perspective, but we know better than that. So, all right. Let's just have a look. Oh yes, from the Dictionnaire Infernal by Colin de Plancy, written this is specifically the 1863 edition. I'm not going to read the French. It will be on the livre Daemon if you want to go read it there. But the translation basically is Belphegor, demon of discoveries and ingenious inventions. He often takes on the body of a young woman. I think this is where it was actually mentioned. Anyway, he gives riches. The Moabites, who called him Belphegor or Balphegor, worshipped him on Mount Phegor. Remember previously it was Baal-peor worshipped on Mount Peor. Colin de Plancy states that it was actually Belphegor and Mount Phegor. Rabbis say that they paid homage to him on the clothes stool, which is kind of an early invention of the portable toilet, and that they offered him the ignoble residue of digestion, basically excrement in other words. It was worthy of him. This is why some learned people only see in Belphegor the god Pet or Crepulus. Other scholars maintain that it is Priapus. Salden, quoted by Banier, claims that human victims were offered to him, the flesh of which his priests ate. Wyrus notices that it is a demon who always has his mouth open, an observation that he undoubtedly owes to the name Phegor, which means, according to Leloyer, crevice or cleft, because he was sometimes worshipped in caves and offerings were thrown to him through a vent. And that ends the quote from Colin de Plancy. It is also stated that Andres Serrano, who was a 16th century Jesuit priest in Mexico and the Philippines, put Belphegor in charge of the deadly sin of gluttony, as did the 1409 Lollard manuscript titled Lantern of Light. Serrano said that this could be countered by the virtue of temperance and the angel Ciel, both under the influence of Jupiter. So we have a planetary association there. Usually regarded as the daemon that you want to call on for business opportunities if you already have a business. This is a spirit that will take what you already have and actually improve upon it. So if you are trying to start a business or need emergency funds, not usually or always the spirit you want to call upon. Let's have a look. We have mentioned in Myrta Wake's book, she added the following warning: oddly connected to excrement, expect excrement in dreams, pets defecating in wrong places, and similar when connecting to the spirit. She also adds in her personal notes, had a long conversation on why they're connected to excrement and was told that because all wealth is shit. It is all temporary and decays, and here we are chasing the self-esteem based on a number. It is shit. And also, this is still Myrta Wake, Belphegor will work with anyone, but the price of what he asks may be too steep for some. He did not elaborate further on that. No deal is made upon contact, so you can also always safely reach the spirit and converse with him until you find out what your personal price may be. All right, Jehannan, he notes that Eliphas Levi postulates that the medieval witch sabbats were resurrections of the ritual veneration of Belphegor. Among Belphegor's devotees were the Kadishoth, being religious or ceremonial prostitutes. He was often venerated in the form of a phallus or as a semi-bestial man with a phallus-shaped tongue. He was primarily venerated on Mount Peor, and his devotees are said to have eaten the sacrifices of the dead. There's also a mention in Liber Azerate, which states that Belphegor manifests before men as a beautiful, naked, demonic princess, and before women as an elegant, naked, demonic prince, revealing his face, which has the aspect of a wild and peculiar beast. I knew I remembered that somewhere. If you survive, still Liber Azerate, if you survive beholding his countenance, he will manifest before you as Sorath, who is described in the Bible as the Antichrist or the Beast 666. And we are going to get onto Sorath next week, so there'll be more regarding that anyway. All right, so that's it for this week's Demon of the Week, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one until then, and have a good one. Have a good week. There we go. Yes, bye-bye.